thought I'd make a quick video on this video monitor I got myself. It's Shibaden, Shibaden. It's a Hitachi made video monitor. It consists of a 9-inch cathode ray tube and not a whole lot else really. It uses a mains transformer. It's pretty much styled like a laid out similarly to a Sony television, a black and white portable TV, where there's a board on the back and a board on the bottom. Obviously there's more boards in the Sony portable television, but this is how this is being styled. It's quite cool. This PCB here contains both time bases and a video amplifier, and it hinges out. Not a whole lot was needed to be done to this to get it going. Backstory with this, I recently had a gig at this old theatre complex called Nomad Studios, and two of these monitors were sitting tucked away under the stairs. I grabbed this one. Obviously I asked permission first. This is what I came home with. It had suffered some damage, and I've tried my best to straighten whatever damage was made out. Originally it had a neon lamp which had unfortunately broken apart. How it was dropped on the side. The power supply chassis, which has all of the controls on the mains transformer, smoothing, regulation, and line output transformer on, was completely bent like this. So this was shifted up. All of this was bent. The bottom of the chassis was bent. It was all a bit of a disaster. CRT, I'm amazed that survived, because that was bent up. Thankfully it had an implosion band built in. It uses I believe I have one here. It uses the exact same cathode ray tube, other than the fact, other than the pre-installed mounts. It uses the same cathode ray tube as any of the Macintosh classics of the time. You can see this one still actually has the focus band on it. I think that's what that is there. It could just be a bit of sellotape. I might just be chatting shit. But that's been gassed out, otherwise I would have changed it. Now, with this being a video monitor, obviously it's pretty easy to assume that it has had a lot of hours on it. Without the stupid smoked cover on it, it does produce quite a good picture. With it on, it also does produce quite a good picture. The focus has no actual control. So if we just wait for this to warm up. Unfortunately, that's the best I can get it, and it's just out. So any small text is just hardly able to be read, unless I turn down the brightness. Now, to the keen eye, if I just readjust, that doesn't look too bad. But unfortunately, that's half brightness and just looks quite bad. This has a brilliant contrast level. I have to admit, it's fantastic for what it is. The focus control does absolutely nothing on the back, which suggests to me that the CRT has had a hard life. That's it. With it being Japanese made, it needed no components changing to get it going. The monitor would have actually came on when I first plugged it in if the CRT base socket hadn't been unplugged by accident, I assume, by the impact this thing had. I gave it a good general clean, cleaned everything, cleaned the chassis, the board, absolutely everything. There's a few cold solder joints if I on the scan coil socket, which also another thing with the sockets on this thing, everything's all plug and play, but it's not polarity sensitive, so you can fuck it up by plugging in things the wrong way around, unfortunately. So this is it displaying. I'm trying to focus it on here, but obviously it won't actually focus, will it? This is it displaying a 65 line test card. Try and see if I can get it to show a crosshatch pattern. I'm using the hold on. See if we can do this. Very weird on my DVD player, sometimes it doesn't actually work. Crosshatch. So this is a small crosshatch only for touch-up. Let's try and see. That looks alright to me, I suppose. It's not too bad. One thing to consider with these, and you can't really do that much with them, is you can't tell on the camera, it doesn't look that bad, but the image bows a little, and you can only notice it when there's something like this on there, and it's because the magnets on the scanning coils have just failed. This thing has been in continuous use up until God knows when, probably until it got damaged. So I'm not fussing over it. Oh, you can see the video information. What's that, like a copy protection composite thing? I don't know. But it is what it is. I'm happy with it. I only really picked it up just to use it with with old computers which have composite inputs on. Other than that, I have no use for this. I'm not one of those weirdos who pick up old machines, old monitors, and do weird things with them. So there's our, as you can see, so it looks, the black level looks pretty decent. I have it quite good. Set up all the controls. White level is okay. It's coming across a little bit bluish on the camera. I think that's just an artifact of it being black and white and the camera not knowing what to do with that colour info.